Steve was right. He didn't even make the cut that his brother-in-law and sister did to be part of the Oval Office and the White House staff. Daddy kept Fredo back home. So who cares what Donald Trump Jr. says? Who cares what Donald Trump Jr. says?
Hello out there. How's everybody doing? It's everybody's favorite conservative in New York, Christopher Wright, here to present you with another of my infamous walk and talk videos. So what's today's walk and talk going to be about, you might be asking? It's going to be about the infamous Fredo gate. You know, Chris Cuomo, the CNN leftist news anchor, was recently at an event where I guess they say he's a Trump supporter, but they say a Trump supporter was there. And when he was walking by, he kind of hinted to the guy and said, "Hey, what's going on, Fredo?" And when he heard that, Chris Cuomo immediately turned around and he retaliated with a lot of anger and cuss words and threatening the guy. He even said he's going to throw the guy down the stairs. Just a bunch of nonsense that he said he was going to do, and, you know, just calling the guy a punk B word, and just a bunch of other cuss words. He was yelling at the guy and a lot of threats. And my thing is this: if there was a news anchor on the right who had done the same thing and said the same statements and had the same kind of speech, they would be immediately suspended, if not fired, from their show. I mean, it'd be labeled white supremacist, Nazi, whatever the left wants to label them, all that good stuff. And that'll be their whole career pretty much. But with Chris Cuomo, you know, he made these threats. And if you look at the bigger picture of Chris Cuomo, for one, you look at his father, governor of New York, his older brother, Andrew Cuomo, governor of New York right now. So he is the youngest member of four other brothers. He's the fifth sibling, the youngest. And you can tell that him get called Fredo really affected him. It really triggered him. And I think it did that because he's been called Fredo in the past. He's bothered being called because if you look at the movie The Godfather, a big fan of the Godfather series, by the way. Al Pacino did a great job. And when you look at the character that was the older brother, played by, I forgot the actor's name, but his name was Fredo. He was the weakest, the dumbest. He even had a rant in the movie that was similar to the rant you saw with Chris Cuomo, where he's pretty much saying, "Oh, I'm smart, I'm not dumb, you know, I deserve respect." And he's saying all these things, and he sounds just like Chris when he's having his rant against that Trump supporter. And at the very end of that rant, if you look at the movie Godfather 2, he says, you know, "I deserve to be respected." And the way I look at that character, like the way I look at Chris Cuomo, you don't demand respect, you got to earn it. And you don't earn it by saying fake news and doing bad job doing fake journalism. That's not how you earn respect. And Chris has learned that the hard way when it comes to his career. And when you look at it as well, not just with what he did, after he went on a tirade, Trump kind of went after him and kind of brought some good points, man. You know, he said, "You're acting like a real animal," pretty much on the way how he carried himself. And he was like, "I'm glad you don't have a gun," kind of thing. And it was like kind of a joke, but kind of being honest too, man. Like, this is what we're talking about when it comes to the left, and able to handle their emotions. And look how they act. And if somebody, like you said, like look at Tucker Carlson, for example. His show, he's been kind of off the scene recently, and people saying because he got suspended. And Fox, the higher ups at Fox, are saying because, he's on vacation. But they're saying, well, he just was on vacation, so he went on another vacation. So they're saying he got suspended because he made a comment pretty much saying that this whole thing with the white supremacy going in his country is all rhetoric, and a lot of it's hot air, and they're just using that for, the left is using it for votes and political gain. And because he said that, he got suspended. And you're not even allowed to say white supremacy on Fox without getting bleeped out. But yet, we go to this situation here, and what's happening right here, we have Chris Cuomo threatening somebody, and he pretty much even said that him getting called Fredo is like someone being called the N-word. And that's just complete nonsense, because the N-word has a ground basis in hateful rhetoric because it's based on disrespect to somebody's race. Like, you know, when the left calls me Uncle Tom because they don't like the way that I, you know, speak on conservatism, it's disrespectful because of the fact that it's based on skin color. It's something to do with your skin color, and you shouldn't be acting or thinking a certain way because of your skin color. So that's why it's different from somebody calling somebody Fredo. Like, I can call B with a group of black guys, and one guy's acting, you know, simple, or he's the weakest of the crew, always making mistakes. I can call him Fredo as a diss. It's nothing racist about it. I'm just calling him from a movie. He's acting like a character that was in a popular movie. So that's not the same thing as using the N-word. So when You know, Chris Cuomo says that, and he said that on other things as well, not just that. He's always throwing, you know, trying to use the N-word. Like a lot of LGBTQ does this, where they, you know, try to say, oh, this is just like slavery, or this is just like somebody calling somebody the N-word. And it's like, you know, and they always want to do this because they always want to just throw the ultimate, you know, disrespect and say, oh, it's just like what we're going through, when it's not. And not only that, but if you look at the whole situation when it comes to somebody getting called, Italian getting called that, it's like they got names for people who are Italian Americans that are equivalent, like their version of the N-word, and one begins with a W, the other one begins with an M. I don't say the words, I don't cuss on my channel, but they are rooted in somebody's race, so that's how you look at it, like hate speech. So, you know, that's the difference right there. And so when Chris Cuomo is acting like this is all for show, man. This is, you know, all because he can't handle his emotions. Somebody hit him with a diss that hit close to home because, you know, like he and Fredo have a lot of characteristics that are similar. They're weak, you know, they are easily manipulated. You know what I mean? They demand the respect instead of earning it. So, you know, I just think the guy hit it, the nail on the head when it comes to calling Chris Fredo, and he couldn't take it, and it really got under his skin and really triggered him. But, you know, if you look at, what's her name, Hannah Navarro, she has her show on CNN. She's a so-called conservative there, which pretty much means you're a Democrat if you're on CNN. But she comes out, and they had her talking about Donald Trump Jr. in a disrespectful way, and she pretty much called him Fredo. So was she being racist when she called Donald Trump Jr. Fredo? Like, you know, it's all good when she says it. And it's been multiple times on CNN where they use the term Fredo to explain somebody who's a weak politician or somebody who's weak in Congress. So it's a common term. Even if you look at a radio interview they had with Chris Cuomo a while back, they mentioned the fact about his brothers being so successful. And then he asked him, like, you know, you guys are like the mob in a way. And the radio host was joking with him. And he says, well, what's that make me, Fredo? And this is Chris Cuomo saying this, by the way. And I don't have it, the exact name of the race issue, but if you Google Chris Cuomo calls himself Fredo, you'll see the interview with the guy. He pretty much tells the guy, like, you know, I'm like the Fredo of the family, joking around. So when he does it and he's joking around, it's all good. But when just a Trump supporter says it in a way that's just, you know, just having fun, just trolling a little bit, all of a sudden it's racist and you're a Nazi and all this good stuff. And, you know, then you can get threatened to get thrown down a bunch of stairs. So I hope you guys see the difference. But that's the message for today's Walk and Talk. Let's pretty much talk about Fredo Gate. You know, great classic movie, by the way. For those who haven't seen Godfather, I recommend watching it. And yeah, just turn off that fake news, man. Don't let them guys, you know, they're trying to manipulate you, trying to brainwash you with the propaganda and the rhetoric, and trying to just always cry wolf when they're the ones always doing these negative, bad things. They're always pointing the fingers at the other side saying these guys are the racist Nazis, Hitlers, when they're the ones really doing it behind closed doors. So hope anybody enjoyed the content. Please remember to like and subscribe if you do, and also donate to my PayPal if you want to support, because I'm buying all this new equipment and all this good stuff. But you know, things are changing. Yep. So hope everybody enjoys the rest of your day. God bless everybody out there listening. And of course, like always, God bless America. Adios.